Analyzing life.
Considering the answers.
The John Passadino Show.
With guest
Linda Brady of the Linda Brady Revival.
Welcome to the John Passadino Show with your host, John Passadino. Come on in, John. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for that applause. What a great studio audience we have here. Please, as always, stop pressing against the barricades. It is very dangerous. So I have with me Linda Brady of the Linda Brady Revival. Thank you. Yes. Let's hear it, everybody. So, Linda.
Hello, John.
Yeah.
How
hi,
are you?
Linda. I'm so good. I am so happy that you're here.
Me too.
Because for everybody out there, and I'll say it to you too, I found your music, which I absolutely love. And I'm not just saying that. So we're going to be talking about Linda and her music today. So Linda has just produced a new record, Deep Brain Stimulator. The first album in 30 years. You did cut an album 30 years ago and then left music to teach and raise your children. Wow, that's noble.
It's necessary.
Noble and necessary, yeah. So, and, but I'll read right from the website, and Linda can explain more. She was diagnosed with early-onset Parkinson's, and I'll read right from the notes, which you can guys go out and read. This album is a plea as she battles the disease and sees the world in such disarray. Now, and you know, these songs just blast that out. These are like, I'm like Bob Dylan in here. Like it's this emotion and even, you know, maybe a little anger. That's my interpretation.
Definitely. You're right. Yes,
because
absolutely.
you know how it is when we interpret lyrics. Some people just get like this totally different vibe and like, oh, they're saying to go climb the Empire State Building. It's obvious. Like, no, don't do. Like Bob Dylan is always like,
yes.
People are drinking in the bar, listening to Everybody Must Get Stoned.
Yes.
And like, oh yeah, it's about getting wasted. He's like, no,
Right.
It's about being alone, man. You know?
And yeah, being
Stop it
stoned,
already.
like stoned by stones too. I think he's talking about that a little bit too.
Anyway, that's my intro. And now I'm going to let you talk.
Don't get
So
me started.
welcome, Linda. Welcome,
Thank
Linda. And tell us tell us about that. Let's go back 30 years to that other album.
I had I grew up in New York, as you know, and my mom had been in an art class. I was like 17 when I wrote all of the songs on the Green album, which was the first one. I was very, very young. They sound young. I mean, when I listen to it now, it's like I don't even know who that person is. Although I have come to peace with it, because for years I was like, I hate that album. I hate it.
Oh.
But recently I was like, hey, you know, she was like 17. She does pretty good. You know, like I've come to that point, because when you get older, you start resolving that stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, my mom was in this art class with this lady who happened to be the mother of Matthew King Kaufman, who was the president and founder of Beserkley Records, which is in Berkeley. It's not a thing anymore, but used to be in Berkeley, California. And he heard it and he said, I like this a lot, so come on out and make an album. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I did. And then I ended up moving out there to San Francisco for several years. Well, a long time, maybe like 15 years or something like that. I lived out there.
Yeah.
So I made the album. It didn't do so well because, you know, it's the first album. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't, you know, back then there was no internet. Couldn't really use that as a tool. So it was like me slugging it out in 2 a.m. concerts on Wednesday nights in bars, you know, 3 people there. So that was kind of the deal. And so then, you know, I made a second album. Actually, we did record a second album, the mysterious second album that never came out. And at that point, I was just getting tired of it. You know, like I have more needs in life than just being a rock star. So I felt like, you know, I want to have a family. I had met my husband out there. We got married. It's like, I think I just want to have a family and be a normal person for a while was kind of what I thought. So that's what I did. And I became a teacher for many, many years. I was a public school teacher and taught in different places. And that was very cool. And raising my family was like, that's the most creative thing you could possibly ever do. I mean, it's more creative than writing songs and doing anything like this. So, and I tried to just put all my creativity into them, and they turned out, so far, they're turning out pretty good. And they're just
That's
my
wonderful.
pride and joy. My kids are my pride and joy. That's like my reason for living, or my children, or my family. So
That is so
basically,
fantastic. So
yeah.
you avoided, uh, drug issues and people, managers stealing your money,
Yeah,
and, bands going crazy and breaking up and
yeah,
walking out. I'm sure there might have been a little conflict in here and there, but
yes,
every single autobiography I read or biography I read of very successful people, meaning monetary success, there's always
right.
the manager that stole. My
Oh, yes,
brother-in-law was my lawyer, and he just
yes.
I read Al Pacino's
Oh
autobiography,
boy, I bet that was
uh,
interesting.
and he got wiped out. He got wiped out.
Really? That's
Yeah,
terrible.
everything
Oh,
was taken from him,
I did not know
from
any of that.
a trusting person that was managing his money. This guy was like spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, like
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. And he had to make it all back, make money back. Obviously, just finished. I read lots of autobiographies. Neil Simon, the playwright, who
Yes. Yes.
he was ripped off. Billy
Really?
Joel's was ripped off. Yeah, Billy
I tell
Joel's
you.
money was taken. I mean, it's wherever there's money and power, it just
Yes.
there's like a black cloud that
Yes.
kind of like just descends and goes, okay, we're
Yes.
here.
The music business is so full of that. I
Mm,
mean, that's part of it why I wanted to be normal. Is like, I don't want to hang around these people anymore, because a lot of them are just like sleaze bags. I mean, honestly, I'm
yeah,
just saying,
yeah.
not a lot of them weren't, but just it's like not really a world I felt comfortable in ever. So
Mm.
I just felt, let's try something else for a while. And then it lasted a really long time that I did the other thing. So
Now, along the way, though, over the 30 years, you must have been active in the arts.
yes.
Did you? Yeah, tell us how you brought it into your life, the
Well,
music.
yes. Well, I mean, honestly, I used a lot of music when I was a teacher. I brought in music all the time with that. But I
Mm,
also, with my kids, I mean, my kids are all musicians, so like they get it. They totally understand. But also just I
great.
wrote songs throughout the years, and just I loved all the aspects of it. The writing, the creating, the playing. I love all that stuff with this. Then you get down to like the PR and the whole like business end of it, and it just makes me want to vomit. So, and it still does, but now I'm in control of that, so I can stop if I don't feel like doing anything. So it's much better to be an independent artist, even if no one has ever heard of you. It's much better for me because I don't want to go with that whole deal. You know.
I love you're so self-aware and mature, responsible, all that stuff. Hey, wait a second. This is a rock star. Wait a second. What's going on here?
Well, I mean, honestly, I'll be honest with you. Like back when I left the music business, I didn't handle it very well. I was so young, and I
Oh,
was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I just kind of stopped. And everyone was like, what did you just do? And I'm like, I don't want to do this
mm,
anymore. So, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't mature then at all. I definitely
yeah.
didn't handle it as well as I could have. So I wasn't always self-aware.
So
Took
all
a long time.
these layers that you've built over the years with your husband, your kids, your teaching, that all that built up into uh, what I see in these lyrics, and I see in your music, because it's all of 30 years worth of life, actually more than that,
It
because we
is.
can include your other years too. But
Yes.
it's all these years have gone into this, and I've seen this. We've both seen this before, because I know you're a connoisseur, of music. So you're a study of music too. So the point is, though, all that went into this current album, I feel, and but what spurred it? I just read again from the website that you were diagnosed with early onset Parkinson.
Yeah.
So bring us through that
hmm So
situation.
maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, I can't even remember now, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And then my doctor kind of said, when you have Parkinson's, you really have to like take advantage of your life now because you don't know what's going to happen later. I mean, it's kind of a weird disease, whereas it's a race of time really, because you know that something's coming. It's not going to be fun or pleasurable. So now is the time. Like you have to go to he said, do your bucket list now. What's on your bucket list,
Wow.
girl? And I said, well, I want to make an album. I made a first album forever ago. No one heard it, but I have a lot of songs in me. I'd like to get out of there. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up taking that time that I had left, and I still feel pretty good. I had a deep brain stimulator, which is why the album is called Deep Brain Stimulator. Obviously, not so creative, but in my brain, I have a deep brain stimulator, which helps with the symptoms of Parkinson's. So that's been really good. But that the lifespan on that is about 10 years, and I had it 5 years ago. So that should be interesting to see what happens in 5 years.
Yeah. So yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all. That's it. Yeah.
Well, I guess I feel I don't have anything remotely close to what you're going through, but at my age and this stage of life, I've also gotten this creative spurt because it's like you work all your life and everything, and it's like now I'm free to create.
That's right. Exactly.
So, and I would think because you are in this situation, you think you felt like looser when you created, like there's not as, even though you know that there's going to be challenges down the line. Did you feel like there was less to lose creatively? Yes. Yeah.
Of course. Because I was paying, I had worked for years and years, and I paid for this thing, which was the best way to do it because I made all the decisions. I produced this stuff. I didn't have some other person. The first album I made was very frustrating for me, even though I was young, because the producer put in things I didn't want. And so I would be I would be at work, like doing my job as a secretary back then. And then I come home and he'd say, hey, look, I put these women singers on your album. I'm like, I don't want girl singers on my album. So it was things like that. And it really wasn't, it was just a lack of communications. I can't really blame him. He was very good to me. But honestly, so this time it was like, I'm not having girl singers. I want guy singers. So I had band, I picked my band, I picked my producer, I picked my, and it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't that expensive either because I was at a friend's studio. But it was I did it my way. And so that whole way through, I was like, well, this is exactly what I want. So this is perfect, so it made it much easier.
That's great. And everything is so pro. I mean, all the way through.
Thank you.
We all know when my son was doing the garage band thing.
Yeah.
I remember a cousin saying to him, an older cousin said, there's a garage band every 2 blocks in America.
Yes.
I was like, okay, thanks for encouraging him. Okay.
Yeah.
But it is true. And just like there are podcasters like me, there are writers like me, there's so many of us, there's like 60 million blogs out there, whatever. But then there are those people that go and do it like very professionally, like you did. Your website is really slick and polished and has the videos. Like it pulls you in. Like you want to stay on the website. And by the way, that's lindabrady.com. That's lindabrady.com.
Yes, thank you, John.
But seriously, I'm looking. I run across so many people that say, "Hey, here's my card," and because I'm in different organizations creatively, and it's like, "Oh yeah, I've done this and I've done that," and you just look and then you take one look and you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But this one, it's like, okay, oh wow, there's pictures, there's videos, and it's all great stuff, reviews, and the videos also that go along with this that you made, whoever you as a producer, however they got made, they're all on YouTube. A bunch of them are on YouTube, and they're all like really cool to watch. I was watching them again today. Saying, how did she do this one? Okay, how can I copy? How can I copy this one? What software did you use?
I'll tell you after the show.
I love each one has its own distinct artistic approach. Like there's some animation and some, and then there's traditional with the musicians appearing. And then there's one we were talking about before, the whole band.
Yes.
Playing in black and white with the
Build something,
build something. Now, I am going to, again, make another statement. I keep saying this to you. Let me give you a little background. So I grew up as a kid in the 1960s. I mean, in 1968, full disclosure, I was 10 years old. So I had the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who. I had Eric Clapton, whatever band he was with, Derek and the Dominoes. I mean, there's been so many bands. Cream, whatever. We listened to Cream, on, Top 40 radio, Sunshine of Your Love, So I grew up on this, like the classic rock.
Yeah.
Now people, so I've been listening to the same music for 50 years, more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm burnt out with rock. I'm like, I'm done. I've been listening to instrumental.
That's cool.
And I've been listening to like new age classical, Brian Crane and Helen J. Long, and these, it's Wairuma, I think it's pronounced. Iruma. Ruma. And I'm like, and so, because I got so tired of listening to the same rock music. And then when I found your music, I'm like, the gods of rock have spoken to me. Seriously. I mean, it's like, I am listening to this every single day. I'm like playing these songs over and over again. And all right, so getting back to the 1960s, Burt Bacharach and Hal David were writing songs, for example, and Dionne Warwick was singing them, and they were beautiful lyrics, clear, easy to understand, with hooks, because you had to have a hook back then to play, to get airplay. These songs have hooks. I'm holding the lyrics in my hand, by the way, everybody.
Great.
Every song has a hook that I keep singing it over and over again to myself, like, hey, it's coming back. Hey, what's going on here?
Yes. So I mean, we have the same exact taste. I mean, that's why, you like it, probably because that's all the music I love. I grew up with the Beatles, are like, I'm not worthy. Yeah. I mean, the Beatles changed my entire life trajectory and everything. When I first heard them, I was like 7, and I heard them, and I saw that video for, it wasn't a video, but it was on some TV show, black and white. They're all wearing these beautiful black turtlenecks, and they all look so gorgeous. I remember as a kid going, oh, who are they? What is this? And it was like that. My life was never the same. Their music just changed me forever. So, I mean, we had the same taste, so that's why. And they always had hooks, and so it's like, why? I always thought you should have hooks,
Yeah. Oh, so that's how you geared the music to have hooks to make it pleasing to listen to. Like tell us
that's what I like. Yeah, I just said, what do I like? What do I want to hear? I don't want to hear boring stuff. I don't have a long attention span. I like hooks. 3 minutes, maybe. One song on the album's long, but other than that, they're all pretty much 3-minute pop songs, like the Beach Boys, the Beatles, which is what I love,
So, and that's what makes this so unique. I mean, because I love the open, I love progressive. Like, I got into WNEW FM progressive rock when I was young. So we went from like listening to just single songs to like, we're going to play the whole album today.
Yeah, Close to the Edge or something like that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And all good. But, you had really long songs. Yes. And, it was cool. But my heart was always in this kind of music.
Yeah, me too.
And that's what makes it so unique. And the one I've been hooked to recently is Shut You. So this whole song is this voice. Can you tell us about the roots of the song? Why are you saying these? Why you're saying these things?
Well, it's actually a person I know that I won't reveal because you wouldn't like it. But it's a person I know who's just like the most brave person I've ever met in my life. I mean, she's way braver than me, which is one of the things I say. She's braver than me. I mean, I'm not doing that. But she definitely doesn't. She's really smart, and she engages people in conversations about things that are hard to talk about. And she does it in a way where she lets people talk, but she's going to also say what she has to say. And I'm just very inspired by her, because she's very brave, and she takes a lot of guff for it in her life. I mean, she's a writer, so she's online. She's not actually, she's actually not online, because there's a line in there that says her account is always closed. She doesn't even have an online account, honestly, this person. So that's another thing I really admire about her. But that's just about someone I know who's very brave. I mean, because these days it's very easy to be quiet about what you believe, and I don't think that's a good thing anytime. People should be able to say what they believe. I mean, and so I'm into free speech. I like free speech a lot. So depending on, it doesn't even matter who it is or what they believe. I think people should be allowed to say what they believe. So that's kind of what that's about. She's an actual person, So
good.
I played it for her, and she was like, "Thank you. Don't tell anybody who it's about."
And I could see how people would listen to this and relate to it. Like I could hear, there'll be like, I'm listening to it and I'm thinking about people who match these qualities.
Yes, that's great. That's great. Yes.
And I know women will certainly identify with it. It's almost like, I am woman, hear me roar. So,
yes, exactly. Kind of, a little more subtle, but I hope.
I'm revealing my generation again. Helen Reddy, I am woman.
Yeah, that was a classic.
So, by the way, all of these songs are where? You tell us where people can hear the songs.
Thank you for that. Yes. Asking me. I always forget to say that, because that's why I'm not a good PR person. You can find them on Bandcamp, especially, is my favorite, because that's the one where you can get a CD that with all the artwork. We worked really hard on the artwork, and
Mm.
my son actually designed the cover. He's brilliant.
Mm.
I'm a little bit biased, but he really is a very good graphic designer. So he did the cover, and it's just like we spent a lot of time on that. But also on Bandcamp, you can also get the digital part too. You can download that if you want to. You can get it at there's another place you can get it. It's called Cool Cat Music, run by a really wonderful guy who does a lot of power pop. He carries power pop records. Fantastic, fantastic place to look at a lot of different music. So you can find me on Cool Cat Music. It's K with K's, KOOLKAT music with a K. Even the music has a K.com, or you can find it at Bandcamp for me. Just search my name, Linda Brady, on Bandcamp, and you'll find me there.
Listen to him.
It's also on, I mean, I will say it's also on streaming, but it's not on Spotify because I'm not into Spotify. I think Spotify rips off artists. So I'm not there, but I'm everywhere else. I'm on Apple, whatever it is, Apple Music and everything else. That's streaming, but I prefer Bandcamp, honestly.
Yeah.
Where the musician gets a cut.
I have them on Apple Music too, the songs. And so we're going to keep going through some of these songs. There's so many of them. I want to get into, I think this song is about, this is a giveaway here, about Same Wolf, about the disease, unfortunately. It's another anthem piece. And I'm going to read some of the lyrics. They've given me a date of expiration, hit me with some of that deep brain stimulation, because it's the same wolf howling at my door. It just looks different than it did before. And then it goes on to talk about, it sounds like you're saying no matter what, it's coming.
Yes.
So
that's the deal.
Yeah. And what is the status of, in general, the treatment of Parkinson's? You said you had this deep brain stimulator put in, and then there's medications for it that we've heard about. Like everybody thinks of Michael J. Fox, and I know others. There's medication for it, but you're saying over time, I think you said that the piece that's in will only last 5 years.
By more, yeah. That's right.
Then you don't know, right?
It's a degenerative thing. It's like everyone tells you, it's like, this is the first doctor I saw was a very terrible doctor. I won't name him, but he said when I first was diagnosed, he said, look, he was trying to be honest with me. He said, basically, you're just going to deteriorate for the next 10 years, and you're just going to be, you're basically going to be, unable to do anything. And I'm thinking like that. And it is, but there's truth to what he says, but the way he said it was ridiculous. So I ended up going to a different doctor who said, look, we have 11 things we can try. Forget that.
Oh, cool.
So, it was great. But the truth of the matter, there was a kernel of truth in what he was saying, is that it is degenerative, and I am getting worse. I mean, I can't play guitar anymore. I can play, but I can't hold a pick anymore, because if I play, I drop the pick when I play. So I have to play like this. I used to play much better than I do. So that's, I see it already, and that's okay. I mean, I have this band, and they're so good. They can, make up for my thing, and it still sounds good. But, it's just, it's a reality that I just have to face. I mean, it's just reality. So I don't want to be the person who goes, no, nothing's going to happen, like pretending nothing's wrong. But at the same time, I'm not going to be defined by it, because that's death right there. I'm not going to do that.
That is a inspiring statement.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everything you just said. Well, it sounds like you're in the right place with your mental, your approach mentally. I would imagine that you sound like a very strong woman. Let's leave it there.
I'm glad I fake it well.
Yeah. I'm sure you have your challenging times too, but this is, to me, very inspirational. Everybody listening, the voice. Where have you heard a voice like this? The vocals on these songs. It's not in the harmonies too. The backup vocals. I'm not a musician. I don't know the right terminology, but
you did it. That's right.
The harmonies and everything are fantastic. But Linda's leads are like, where have I heard this before? I know you've been compared to others.
Yes.
And it's one of those, again, it was like the eye opener. It's like, oh, wow, she could actually sing. And so, oh, wow, she has a fantastic voice. How come? And I was like, go and tell her, you got to hear this woman sing. This woman actually can say, you got to hear her voice. Because again, it's like, it's like the out of the blue. It's like, where have you been type thing. I could see a movie. Okay, we're going to get the movie started. We're going to make a movie. 60 minutes, the movie, the whole thing.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it really, and I know why it would be done, because more so that you can share a message of inspiration. Because I know you're not looking for riches. You're an artist, and you're practicing your art, and you're telling your story. That's what I love about this. That's why we're here. So I appreciate that. Let me go back to, I like this part too. Even if I drama queen, even if I dopamine, even if I fall and shake, please don't even blink. I'm stronger than you think. I mean, it's just from the heart stuff. So that was a fantastic song. I'm rolling right through.
Yeah, keep going.
Songs. I was dog-earing to say these are the ones that we'll highlight, and in our pre-production we were like, all right, we'll pick 3, and I'm like, I'm dog-earing, I'm highlighting, I'm dog-earing, I'm highlighting. All right, John, hang on, John. Everybody will get a chance to hear them all when they go to Bandcamp and find Linda Brady.
Right.
I also like this one as we ramble through the album, and not necessarily in the order of the album, but I love Build Something also. And this is another statement song. Mm-hmm. Stop defacing, stop dehumanizing, stop demonizing, stop dismantling, build something. Stop repudiating, stop devastating, stop storming buildings, stop renouncing everything, build something. I have somebody in mind with the song, declaring yourself the new king. Later on in the song, scapegoating, name calling, yelling, screaming. Who could that possibly be?
Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Yes. I think maybe, sort of. Yeah. It could be. Without getting too I mean, again, this is in the eye of the beholder. Like anybody could just think of like their boss at work, or
right, totally,
a sibling or a parent. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but to me, it's perfectly obvious what you say, especially when the word king is used. So
right, yeah.
Oh well,
and it's also like it's very contagious as well. I mean, somebody started it, and now everybody's doing it. And the world is just, people are just so bitter, and I mean, it was in the middle of all of that. I don't even remember. I remember just thinking like, stop tearing down everybody, everywhere I looked, people were just like saying bad things about other people, or they were ripping things off the street, or they were not letting, it's just like, and it was really like a mom song in a way, because it was like, stop it. Would you just stop it? Sit down and stop it, And it was funny because when we recorded it, the guys were singing stop in the background. They're like, they were going, stop. I'm like, no. You're a parent. Tell your son to stop it. Stop. And that's what they're doing in there. It's like it's almost like a mom song in a way, but to the whole world. Mom says, stop it.
It certainly is. And I was thinking about the boss, Bruce Springsteen, just said something. Whenever anybody says something, they get squashed down by that entity. It's like, and it's good to see that artists are continuing to put it out there and not be afraid to. Yeah. This is timeless. It could be sung. It could have been sung, in the 1970s for Richard Nixon.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
Or it could have been sung for any world leader that was causing havoc.
And honestly, that was part of the deal for me, was like, I wanted it to be timeless. I wanted somebody to listen to this in 40 years and go, that's not about that one piece of time. That's about everything. And that was my point. In almost every song, I tried to be very timeless, because that's what I like listening to. Like, I love Bob Dylan. He's never specific about anything, and it's beautiful. So, I mean, that's kind of where I was at with that.
Yeah. Speaking of Bob Dylan, such a resurgence since No Direction Home. Mm-hmm. That film is so remarkable. And it's only like a 5-year period of his life.
I know. I didn't think I was going to like it, honestly, because I'm just a fanatic. And so I was like, I'm not going to watch anything. Somebody's pretending he's Bob Dylan, but it was very good. I was very impressed, actually.
Nailed it. nailed it.
They did.
Yeah, worked very hard, and I know he took
And
part in the reading. From what I
yeah,
understand, he tweeted about it.
he
Dylan
did.
tweeted, said, "There's a guy playing me or somebody I was or somebody they think." He did one of those Dylan-esque.
I love that stuff. I
Um,
love that stuff. I
his,
love him.
yeah. I mean, this you would be if you were around in the '60s with him and Joan Baez and the rest, Pete Seeger and all that. This would be like right up their alley. You'd be in Greenwich
Yeah,
Village with your hat in Washington Square Park singing
that'd be
these.
fun. Yeah, I love
And you're
that.
like, it's Linda Brady, Dylan, and
Yay.
Joan Baez, and that's the
Yeah,
type of songs these are. Well, not every single one of them, but many of them.
yeah.
And there's a beautiful ballad, SSV, which I'm not sure if can you reveal the title where
Oh
that came from?
yeah, still small voice. That's
Ah,
what SSV stands for, still small voice.
went
Um,
right over my head.
yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, no, and yeah, just about, you know, your conscience. I mean, my conscience, it's like certain people like me try to, I'll just put it to myself right now. Like you try to live your life and then you do things and you don't realize there's a voice inside telling you that that's not right. What you're doing is not right. You can't run from it. It's always going to be there. And that's kind of what I'm saying. It's really a song to myself more than anybody else. It's like, um, there's a couple of them on there that are to myself, but it's like you can't run from it. It'll always be there, no matter what. And you try to listen to it more. That's kind of what I'm telling myself.
Well,
Yeah.
the chorus,
Hmm.
come home,
Hmm. Hmm.
you who are weary, come home. That is like, that tears me up. I tear up. I'm like,
Me too.
where,
That's
again,
because it's
where
so personal. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you do too. That's good. Good
really,
work.
yeah, it's so beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful ballads I've heard in a really long time. And that's from like many
Thank you.
decades of listening to music.
Thank you so much.
And
That one was written, I got to tell you this. That one was written one day, literally in 10 minutes. I picked up my phone because
oh,
I found, and this never happens to me. I've never done this before, this one. And I just had something in my mind that was very sad
mhm.
and I was singing it and I just sang it into my phone and it was done in like 10 minutes. It was crazy. And then I had to figure out the chords to what I was singing because I didn't, usually I write on the guitar first. I'll play the chords and like sing to it. This time I
Right.
just sang into the phone and then I was like, what are those chords? I don't even know what they are. So I had to kind of tweak it backwards, which was cool. I've never done that before. So it
Well,
just came to me one day. Yeah.
I I actually teach improv based on theater games.
Mhm.
And the purpose of theater games is to tap into your intuition and be in the moment. And
Yes. Yes.
one of the things I say to the actors is what we're shooting for is you might have heard the story. People who are listening might have heard the story. Paul McCartney said yesterday came to him in a dream, his
Yes.
song. It just comes. And
Right.
same thing with Dylan.
Yeah.
He's like, they will ask him today, like, why, Maggie's Farm, where'd that come from? I don't know. It just came.
Exactly. I love that. His answers are so
And
good.
those are, to me, the songs that are most brilliant. So they just come from a
Right.
place because there's no overthinking involved. Like you could be like,
Exactly.
spend like hours and hours trying to get it perfect and it just will
Yeah.
not work. But if it
That's
just
right.
flows out, so you're in the zone.
That day I was. Anyway, that day I was definitely in the zone.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on finding it.
It's weird. I mean, I think songwriting is really spiritual. I mean, a lot of people say that. I know Van Morrison always says that it's like he's a vessel or whatever, like, and I
Mm,
think that's true. I mean, in many cases it is true. And probably on most of these, maybe the first album, maybe not so much. I was really pushing on that one, but trying really hard, too hard in a way. This
yeah,
one is just kind of very, everything came kind of nearly naturally because I was in a zone where the world was a complete mess.
yeah.
Everyone's yelling at everybody, and like I can't stand. I don't like a lot of conflict, like in front of me, like people yelling and screaming. It's just like drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm a mom or whatever. Stop doing that. Knock it off. But kind of, it just came to me really easily because I saw something and it doesn't matter how many people, like if Rolling Stone loves you, it doesn't matter. You still have your own mind, that your own soul and your own conscience that has to like you. You can't depend on other people to give you who you are, to tell you who you are. So that's kind of where I
Mm.
was going with that. one.
Thank you for the insight into that. Heretofore Songs, 2024, copyright Heretofore Songs. So that's your company.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Back to songwriting process. We, I mentioned Billy Joel before, and we're big Billy Joel fans here. My son's a Billy Joel fanatic, my son's a musician and all that.
Oh.
But you see, he hasn't, I think he maybe did one or two songs over the last several decades. He just doesn't do them. He doesn't want to get caught up into that. What you were talking about earlier, about when you were young and you didn't want to he's performing, he's out there performing in stadiums. But as far as the records, cutting the records and the pressure and the reviews and the expectations, he's not going there. I mean, McCartney just churns them out.
He's amazing. I mean, and some of them are the best things he's ever done recently, in like the last 10 years, maybe 20 years. Yeah.
And people just keep going back to the Beatles, but he could easily say, like, well, I did, like, I forgot how there was a song count for him. It was
it's ridiculous.
In the thousands, I think.
It was like be
over 1,000.
Yeah.
So, like, how many were with the Beatles? I mean, there were 100.
300, maybe 200. I don't even know. It's not that many.
So he's written, most of what he's written, obviously, has been just flowing out. And there's some great shows with him. I don't know if you saw the one where he's in a studio and he's like showing how to put a song together. He's got his Mac there, and
is that the one with Chaos and Creation in the backyard? That album?
I believe that's the one that was on PBS.
I think so. Was that the one with Nigel Goodrich? The producer is in the room with him where they're doing it.
There was another one with a producer with him that I saw that he was explaining his process. But I'll find those. I'll find those and I'll share those with you and with everybody else out there. Maybe I'll put them in. Who knows?
I mean, Paul McCartney is like, I am not worthy. So
yeah, he's definitely a class by himself for sure. So let's uplift this, and it's a good day. That's a positive, uplifting song. About and let's I'll read the first verse. Life was so cloudy, all gloom around me, always walking into darkness, but the clouds parted and it's a good day. So it's coming back from a bad place, and I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about this.
Well, you nailed it. I mean, I think I was in a personal hell for a while when I was first diagnosed, and it was just like, and then my parents died one after another in a very difficult situation. It was like a really bad year. And it's just really dark, very dark. I mean, and I don't really write good songs when I'm in the dark place because I don't do anything. I just don't want to do anything when I'm in a dark place. So anyway, I came out of it, luckily, by God's grace. And then I wrote that song basically for my husband because he was there for me every minute of the day. I mean, he's just an amazing man. He was, he saw me through a lot of stuff, and he still is seeing me through. So it was really just for him. A little bit for God too. A little bit for God. I was saying, thank you, God. Thank you, But really, that was what it was about. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. I thought I had a feeling it was about your husband, and I didn't want to be presumptuous. And then I was going to ask you earlier where you were spiritually. Some people don't like to talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm all over it. Yeah, I love it. I couldn't have made it. I mean, I wouldn't have made it this far if it wasn't for God. I mean, I feel like God is there for me. I mean, I feel like I know him somehow. But that was part of it. And he, my husband too, is just like when all things were going bad, he was just like, my husband he's very type B. So I'm like type A, and he's like laid back and it's kind of like, whatever, it's all good. And he's very steadfast. And that's what I really came to understand what a great thing that is. I mean, I have for many years, but like that was the time, and I was like, oh man, thank you God for giving me this guy, because who knows what would have been like in another situation. So
it's we've both seen, and everybody has seen, horror stories. It's not easy to stay in that when in a relationship. Well, just normally it's not easy.
Yes, right.
Because
exactly.
of life's just everyday challenges, let alone when one person has a major challenge going on especially with an illness or something. And then it's like, man, I'm out of here. I've seen it. It's like, I am out of here. I'll
tell you something. When I was diagnosed, I said to my husband, you did not sign up for this. And you know what he said? He said, it's exactly what I signed up for. In
Wow.
sickness and in health. And I was like, who says that? I would never even thought to say that. And it's just like, so I was like, oh, thank you. So that's the kind of
Wow.
person he is. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Well, it's a great
Blessed.
story. That's another great story in this thread of the place you've gotten to, your acceptance of your situation, it sounds like, and also your ability to fight. It's because you have multiple forces
Yes,
with you,
that's
your
exactly right.
husband and God. Well, that's
Amen.
pretty big right there.
It is big, yes. And yeah, absolutely.
your partner, your life partner,
Absolutely.
and the other one that's up there
Yeah, the other life partner.
around
Yeah,
us, and
exactly.
then your background wise, can you trace this back to resolve that you have, or any other
I mean,
person?
I don't know. My mother was pretty strong. I mean, she was tough. She was her father died when she was very young, and she just learned how to be tough. I mean,
Okay.
so that she was an abstract painter, so she was very creative, like amazing woman. My dad grew up in the Bronx and
Ah,
was very he was tough that way, So I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know. I think it just happened. I think anybody who gets hit with something like this, I mean, you have a choice. You can either like fold or not. I mean, it's like I don't want to fold. I have two kids that I worry
yeah.
about. I don't want them to see me folding, and that's kind of an inspiration of its own. So I don't know. I don't have. There's no magic to it at all. It's just like in some ways it's a choice. In some ways I don't. And some days I don't choose that. Some days I choose to just swallow. It's really I'm
Hmm.
not that great. I'm not that strong, honestly. It's just each day is different.
Really, so well put. You express yourself so well, which is I'm just going back to Bob Dylan again. I'm wondering if I asked Bob Dylan these
Bobby,
questions, he'd be like, "Well, it's whatever you think, man."
you know
He'd be
what? I
like,
love when he does that. I have to say, I really do love when he does that. It makes me smile. Yeah.
"Mr.
I
Jones,
just,
do you, Mr. Jones?" Yeah, I poke around YouTube sometimes, and I find these like interviews that are really obscure, where he's like playing with
yeah.
some. There's one where he's doing the portrait. Have you seen the one where he's doing a portrait of the guy that's interviewing him?
No. Oh, yes, I have seen that. Yes, I have. Yes, yes.
And
That's
he's like
fascinating.
answering questions. He's looking up and looking down, looking
Yeah.
up, and the guy keeps asking questions. And he goes, "Well, man, and it's such a cool interview. It's so wild." So this is the Linda Brady Revival with special guest Bob Dylan, who's here, by the way. He's in the
Oh
back.
my goodness. Yeah. That would be like amazing.
Um, so now I'm thinking about, do we share this song with the people, or tell them to go out and listen to it?
Yeah, give it a listen. Go listen. Go buy it. You don't have to buy
Tell
it,
them to
but
go.
go listen to it. Yeah.
I think we should go to. I think for this song, which is an uplifting, beautiful song, of
Yeah.
course, with the hooks in it and everything.
Mhm.
I would like the audience. We're in concert on this to go out and find it. That's
Yeah.
your
It'd be great.
assignment, everybody, and put it in the
Teacher
comments
says
what
so.
you thought. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we give away the entire album, then you
Right.
have nothing to look forward to.
That is true. Very true.
There are a bunch of there's so many of these songs.
Mm.
The Barkers. Let's just talk about the Barkers real quick, because that's another uh, song where you're making these statements. I'm laughing
I'm
because
so pissed off.
yeah, it's I love a bunch of parts of this. I see the word king again. Um,
You're smart.
Um, and I also see the word impeaching. I see what. So once they call for impeaching I'm right in the middle. I'm in the kind of like in the first third of the song or so. Once they call for impeaching at the old free speech teaching, now there's no speech near the big top except fundamentalists preaching their old counterculture myth. That's counterculture counterfeit. And words change the seasons. But this is my cadence, by the way, folks,
I like
not
it.
necessarily
Sounds good.
Linda's. While truth's a hieroglyph. Wow. That word, that's like such a
That's a
cool
good
word
one.
to use.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that word too.
I love your rhyming. It's like, man, I would be like stuck there and you're like, boom, you just push that one in there.
That song
Um,
took me like a year to write. It was a very long time. That was one I did not come out on my phone for sure. It took me a very long time to write that one.
this is a long one, one
Mhm.
of the longer ones, I would say.
Yeah.
Would you say? Yeah. Well, there's 2 pages of lyrics.
It's like 7 minutes or something like that, 7.5
All
or
right.
something like that. Yeah,
And so this is a scary part of the song, which I and my wife and I, and, she's been like on these paths of like anger recent, like she'll like be looking at a YouTube video of something going on about the
I hear her,
situation,
yes.
and she'll be like,
Yeah,
like,
indeed, yeah.
and this kind of
Absolutely.
stuff, like when you read these, I'm going to read this line here: the brown shirts have the blacklist and the red scare switch flipped. That's so scary. I mean, that's what's scaring the life out of people, is the puritanical conviction that judged and abhorred them, but they shame and they shun as much as any before them. So I am taking lyrics out of the context of the
Yeah.
song, really. But I'll just read a few more lines and then I'll let you explain this song,
Sure.
because
I don't know if I don't think I can, but try. I will
I'm,
try.
I'm hacking it up. I'm hacking
Yeah,
it.
it's okay.
This is, by the way, this is called The Barkers, and which people are going to go out to Bandcamp and Apple Music to find, because we've done enough giveaways for today.
Thank you.
Wherever the new king dictates, there's the king word again, and you better applaud. It's a moving home plate when everyone's God. Oh, more. I highlighted a bunch of stuff. They hate the old time religion because it was shoved right down their throats. Um, yeah. So I'll end it. Open your eyes, please do be wise to the father of lies. The barker. So the barkers, meaning the circus barkers.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
carnival
exactly.
barkers,
Yes.
right?
Yes, the world is a circus. It's a circus. It's total circus.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And so what frustrates me, and I'm sure all of us, is that we get so uplifted by stories like yours. Is uplifting to me, although I'm, of course, saddened that you have to go through any of this, just as I would be for any person. And then you see these, oh, wow, well, she wrote these songs and assembled this incredible band, and she's like singing it out. And so people can enjoy her music and relate to it, and she's going for treatment, and she's crediting the strong people and spiritual things in her life, and so that's all good. Then you like look at like the New York Times, or they're like, oh my God, and you see all this like carnage going on, and it's like, wait a minute, which world are we in?
Yeah, it's true.
Because I'm not sure anymore. It's like, it's
Right.
like such a wreck. But
Yeah,
and
it
it
really
doesn't
is.
have to be. I mean, I study stuff. I mean, this podcast is hosted in Lens of Hopefulness. The idea
I
is
love
like to
that.
come up with uplifting stuff. Well, kind of like self-awareness and
Mhm.
self-help and that kind of thing with with a light flair to it, not
Yeah,
like too deeply serious. So
positive.
I study all the gurus like Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now
Yeah.
is a very popular book, and I followed a Thich Nhat Hanh, who was a Zen Buddhist monk, passed away a couple of years ago, but he's so gentle and would
Mm.
tell you how to meditate and to let it flow. And Eckhart Tolle says the insanity of the world. 100 million people died
Yeah.
from wars in the 20th century. It's like insane amount of people. So he's explaining in the book how to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
There's this whole process he explains. I've listened to it like 10 times, and I'm starting to like kind of find little threads of it
Mm.
and meditate and pray and let things go and all that. And I'm saying, like, I'm busting my ass trying to get through all this.
Mhm.
What the hell is everybody else doing? Nobody even
Yeah.
knows about this book
Yeah.
or about him. Like, what is,
They do now, though.
yeah, everybody get that book.
It's absolutely. I'm writing it down.
And you can find it on YouTube. He's on YouTube, Eckhart Tolle, and he was in a really dark place. His life was like over, and then he just became enlightened. Fast
Yeah.
tracking
Right.
through,
Of course.
but he completely turned his life around, and he spends all his time with the self help stuff, and I really do believe it. It does work, but I think one of the issues is. And I was reading, I have another book called The Body Keeps the Score about trauma and how trauma just stays in a person.
Yeah.
Like once its trauma occurs, the brain chemicals and little whatever synapses, whatever, they fire a certain way and they don't change. It stays with you.
Right.
regardless of who you are. I mean, if I witness like a horrible situation or abuse or whatever, it
Right.
just, no matter what I try, it can't shake it. So I think a lot of it is that.
Sure.
But you can work on it. I'm not talking for you, to
No, I know
people
what
out
you're
there.
saying. Yeah, anybody.
But to get to that point, I mean, writing songs is fantastic. That's you're able to get through your traumatic situation of having that disease and illness, and others. I don't think they have the outlet to do so, and they don't have they're not able to find the sources. I think I'm trying to rationalize this on the John Passadino Show.
It's hard to tell. I mean, it's a good thought.
I'm just, I spend probably too much time thinking about it. And
but you care. That's the thing that really matters, is that you care. I mean, a lot of people just don't care about anything. That's what I see a lot in the world, is like people just don't care. It's like, do you see what's happening here? No, whatever,
Yeah, whatever.
And that's, I don't understand that. So, but it might be an old thing, like because I'm older,
That's part of the, I think, part of the, our ability. I mean, just speaking for both of us now and looking at it, I think just having gone through more years, I guess that's very helpful, and being able to see the patterns and.
Oh yes, that's exactly right.
So, and getting back to music. So I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. So all the years have gone into this music, all your experiences, that's what everybody's hearing. Yeah. That's what I hear. And I think that's what makes it so rich, the music and the lyrics. Let me, we've talked a lot about your music, your life and your music and the special entities in your life, but I didn't talk about your bandmates. If you could tell us, go through the band, introduce the band. Hey guys, she's going to introduce you now.
Yes, they're so great. I mean, these guys are like, they are the best. The thing is, they are called the Revive. We didn't know what they were going to be called, what we were going to be calling them, but we thought of names, and I thought, you are the revival for me. These guys are the revival for me. They've revived me, these guys. So let's see. My guitar player, lead guitar is Greg Spire. He's amazing. He's an amazing guitar player. I mean, just last gig we played, he was able to run the sound, play hot lead guitar, and fix my microphone at the same time, and check the time on his watch all at the same time. So this guy's amazing. And he's a great guy. He's a very supportive person. All these guys are just really good people. I don't know how this happened, but I do, because I prayed and they showed up. The bass player is Rob Mendenhall. He's like Greg's, they're like Tonto and Lone Ranger. They're best friends, and he's a great bass player. He only plays bass, doesn't play guitar. He's the only bass player I've ever met who didn't want to play guitar. He's a great bass player. Fantastic. The drummer we have a couple drummers. On the album I had Kenny Aronoff playing drums, who's a amazing, like, famous, like, camp. That was part of the God thing about this whole thing, because I felt like God was really in charge of this, because he said yes when my husband's like, why don't you just ask Kenny Aronoff? I'm like, are you kidding me? He's not going to do this. And I did, and he said yes. And I was like, what just happened? How did this happen? So that was part of it. And then my drummer who plays with us live is Jerry Walsh. He's a great guy, wonderful person, really good drummer, sweetheart, type Z. Like, all these guys are really laid back. And we have I'm trying to remember. And me, and then the keyboard player, who doesn't play with us always because he's very busy, is Robert Fisher. He did the website also, great guy, wonderful keyboard player, he's a music teacher, really musical genius, really. So I just love them. They're just, without them, I couldn't have done any of it at all. And they go, oh, whatever, you could have too, but it's not true at all. They're wonderful people, great musicians. So I'm really blessed by beyond anything I could have ever asked for.
That is so wonderful here, and the vibe coming out of, again, once I found you on Substack by accident. I was just like poking around, and then the vibe I got from you, from commenting on your stuff, and from then messaging you and saying, talking more. That's the vibe I've gotten. Everything you've been describing, but your husband, your bandmates, it's exudes from you, and. So you're the leader. You create this reality around you, and that's what's the greatest story out of this, aside from the music. that's really nice. It's nice to listen to. It's
And they
this
all respect it so much. They all
vibe.
respect. They won't mess around with it at all. They go, no, 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 it has to be this way, the way she said. I'm like, who are you? Where'd you come from? It's
Yeah.
amazingly. I'm very
Mm,
grateful for it. I mean, they're wonderful, wonderful. I can't go on. I could go on for days about how great they
sure.
are, but I won't.
It's good. Like I keep going back to the stalwarts, like the Beatles, and I watched the whole Let It Be. Well,
Oh yes. Oh, that was amazing.
the
That
whole
was
thing on
incredible.
Disney,
Yes,
and
that was
seeing
amazing.
George Harrison walked out, and there was
Mhm.
problems, at times between, because business got in the way. John and Paul, and one person wanted it to run this way. Paul wanted I think his father-in-law, brother-in-law, somebody
Yes,
to
yes,
run the
his
business,
dad.
and
Yeah,
John wanted
Alan Klein. Yeah,
Alan Klein to run it, and that just ran, and then the relationships, and it just ran everything into the ground, unfortunately.
yes.
So I'm really happy to hear, and I know that Paul along the way, uh, I think he learned from that
Oh,
experience,
yes.
and he surrounded himself. I mean, his wife was in wings. It's like,
Yeah,
let's bring
that's right.
everything together here. So I'm sure, like
Yeah.
you are doing now, he brought in, like, let's do it works. Let me handpick these people
Yeah.
to be
But the
around me.
funny
That
thing was I didn't have to. I mean, that was why
mm,
that's why I credit God with a lot of it because
okay.
I walked into this guy's studio down the street from where I live and he was like, this guy has a world-class studio. This British guy is a producer, lives half a
Mm.
mile from me. I'm like, who does this? And it would just everything happened. It would fall into place in this way. It was like, okay, thank you. Because I wasn't doing it. It was really incredible. Truly incredible. I mean, I have to say. It's amazing.
Well, I think it's great you thank God. Thank you for
I
thanking
know.
God on behalf of God.
You're welcome.
And so,
Uh,
everybody, let's refresh. Let's in case you just joined late, in case you fast forwarded. I'm talking to Linda Brady of the Linda Brady Revival album that has been recently released. It's on the major music platforms like Apple and Amazon. It's on Bandcamp under Linda Brady. So find it there. Find the MP3s there. You could purchase, listen to the streaming versions. Um, I will sell you the lyrics. I'm just kidding.
You have them now,
So
so go for it.
I got the insider's track on the
You did.
lyrics, and they're
But I will
worth.
say there are in this. If you buy the CD, they're in there too. So if just
Oh,
saying, if
oh,
anybody
good
wants
to
to pay the
hear.
money, they're in there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh, I'm
Hmm.
glad you threw that in there. So yeah, buy the CD, pop it in. Do you have I have a 2011. I'm driving a 2011 RAV4. I have a
Yeah, I have an
CD
old one.
player. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
me
I'm gonna
too.
get, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I like the
Mhm.
CDs. My wife has a CD book. She has the book that you open up and you put the CDs in the
That's
slots.
awesome. I had those a long time ago, but I threw them away. I should never have.
I think I still have a couple of books that you slide the CDs, and I go back to having. This is back to the 70s. I think 1976 or so. I had like my first 75 or something. I had my first car, and I was last year was said junior year of high school, still working at Burger King, and I had this friend and we both had jalopies, our first car, and his car came with a bunch of 8-track tapes.
Oh, wow.
Somehow he had his hands on those, and I had cassettes that I
Oh,
had
wow. That's
bought.
early. 'Cause that's
So, and I see one of your videos, by the way. I see somebody doing the little twirl with the cassette, which I was like, oh yeah,
Mm,
I've been I know. So anyway, we
yeah.
swapped because my jalopy came with an 8-track player, and his came
Mhm.
with an 8-track with a cassette. So let's trade, and we swapped.
Modernize. Yeah.
And I remember
Mhm.
listening to he gave me Buffalo Springfield on
Oh,
8-track,
wow.
and I just
Great.
kept listening to that over and
It's
over
great
again.
stuff. I love that stuff.
Yeah, great writers, great singers.
Definitely all of them.
So, but um, we're selling CDs here, folks. Selling CDs. Um,
Yeah.
any thought of vinyl? That's really
That's
expensive.
funny you should ask because I was like recently thinking my bass player's been asking for vinyl. She's like, "What do you get for the what do you get?" All the time, and I'm thinking like it's too expensive. But then I thought maybe I should just do it, just go for it. If I have that, I'm trying to raise funds because it's really expensive. But I'm thinking about doing that
Hmm.
because for myself, I would love to have it on vinyl because I'm a vinyl. I grew up with vinyl. That's the ultimate thing is to have that 12-inch thing with the lyrics and this and the just everything. It's all part of the art of it to me, the cover and
It
everything. But that's
sure
an old
was.
school, old school
I
thing that
remember
I do.
going back to talking about me, even though you're the guest on my
Let's do
show,
it.
I will talk about me.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, we like this banter. So anyway, I remember back, whenever "Don't Shoot Me, It's Only the Piano Player" came out, like around
70s,
that era with Elton John was churning out those records, and so I can go to there was a department store called Mays Department Stores or Corvettes.
Oh my gosh, Corvettes.
That had a big album,
yes.
big record department.
Yes. Whatever happened to them? Oh my gosh. Yeah,
but you
they
can
disappeared.
get a whole album for. I mean, what we're talking about is the album the vinyl album, which came with liner notes, like it was this
Right.
like you ripped off
booklet sometimes,
the plastic, and you open it up. It's like, oh, it's this big discovery of liner notes and who wrote what in the liner notes.
That.
Yeah, and then the album, like just placing on the turntable, and then you hold the album and look through it, and that's. I mean, it's come back. It's very specialized. They're higher price because I guess it costs more to make them. And
definitely does. Yeah.
We now have. My son got us, my wife and I, a like one of these middle, like you carry it in like a little case and it opens up.
Oh yeah.
Tape inside. So we have that.
That's great.
And so we pulled out some of our old albums, and they sound like this. So we have to get a couple of new ones off Amazon.
Overplayed. Yeah.
Yeah. Overplayed.
If there is such a thing.
And I didn't take extra good care of them. That's for sure.
Did anybody?
No. But I will buy the album. I pledge to buy the album.
Awesome. So I've told 2 already to my bass player and you. So that's good.
It would be awesome.
I think I probably will do it eventually. Yeah.
Well, I'll keep in touch with you on that.
Yeah,
I'll keep looking. So, Linda, thank you so much for joining me. This is such a treat for me.
It's a treat for me. I love talking to you. You know, it's like talking to an old friend. I mean, we're from very close geographically. I grew up very close to where you are. So it's like, I feel very like I know you already. So it's great to meet you and talk to you.
Yeah.
Truly.
Hey, I will do my fulfillment speech now.
Okay.
Here on the John Passadino Show. And let me just do a few plugs. Go out to Substack and find me at John P. Writes, John Passadino.
Absolutely.
And subscribe to my newsletter and pay me.
Don't follow, subscribe, please.
Yeah. Pay me $5 a month or whatever it is. $6 a month. Yeah. Plunk down that credit card and I will churn out content. Actually, I've been thinking about going free.
Yeah.
Because
that's a good idea. I was thinking
just, it's a content creation. And, look, I'm able to host my podcast on Substack. I could put videos out there. I could put photos. I could put, whatever. That's instead of I do have a website, johnpwrites.com. That's johnpwrites.com.
Yeah, I'll be there.
But it's a great place to host your stuff. We're going to sign off now and say, again, thank you, Linda Brady. And the Linda Brady Revival, the record is Deep Brain Stimulator. Thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you, John.
It's been fun.
It was a pleasure. Pleasure talking to you.
We might do a part 2 when the vinyl comes out.
Anytime, man. I'll do it. Anytime. Anything you need, call me.
This has been the John Passadino Show.
Streaming on all platforms.
Spread the word.